Yes, of course, women do suffer during wartime.
That's all I'm saying.
But are they both equally victims?
Well, now that we've had this conversation, like we've established death as like the worst thing that can happen to you.
Do you think that?
Men, I mean, again, like personally,
Like under most circumstances, you do, right?
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to look at it from a super personally biased POV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But under most circumstances,
I would
yeah.
view being drafted as being a victim. It's like, would you say it's a victim when a child gets taken from its home? It's
Right.
like if the guy does, if it's an involuntary draft, then I would say that's a victim.
Well, all drafts are involuntary. You wouldn't have to draft, right?
Right.
That's the whole point. So, and you make a good point here. And, I brought this up earlier when we were talking about force doctrine, right? It's the idea that men, and who has to sign up for the draft here?
I don't agree with the draft.
Yeah, but who has to sign up for it here?
Well, men have to sign up for it, but I still don't.
Do women?
No,
Yeah. Do you know why?
because men are physically stronger than women.
It's because the United States government has done nothing but test battlefield capabilities since
When's the last time they implemented the draft?
it was in the Vietnam War.
That's a while ago.
Slavery was a while ago. Does that no longer matter?
Yeah.
Does that not have an impact on Black Americans?
But worse is like, it wasn't that long ago. It was during my dad's lifetime. So it wasn't that long ago. It's not like we're talking about, ancient history here. And it could be re-implemented, and men still have to sign up for it and women don't. And the reason is because the U.S. government and governments around the world, when they have any type of conscription, they look at the entire history and the competence of, who on the battlefield could actually do the job, and they always come down to men.
Well, I agree. Men are victims of the draft. When I said like both, also I was thinking about like how there are certain types of suffering that like only women will be able to experience during war. Like my head went
Like what?
to like in Gaza, women who are pregnant, they don't have access to like the medical like care that is needed for that kind of situation. And like women who are breastfeeding in that situation literally are drawing from their own like nutritional storage to the point where they're like becoming malnourished themselves. And like that's just an example of something I thought of that would only directly affect women during war. But obviously, like by every other metric, men experience die more.
Sure, I think I'd be willing to grant that.
And also, women are subject to rape a lot more than men. But continue. Sorry.
Yeah, women have unique issues that they face in all kinds of facets of life. I just think it's an interesting thing to push on. You saying that would be akin to me saying, you know what, when women go through the struggles of like pregnancy, when I'm sitting by my future girlfriend, wife's bedside, and she's squeezing my hand really hard, when she's pushing a child out of her vagina that's maybe ripping her apart a little bit.
I've been there.
Poor Andrew's hand was squeezed really hard and it was bruised for a couple days. And he's the primary.
Actually, most of it was my wife swearing at the midwife and calling her a fucking incompetent idiot, which I thought was funny. No, you fucking idiot! I was like, yes.
It'd be like us men saying, well, us men are the. I wouldn't say, as it relates to pregnancy, I wouldn't categorize it under like a victimization, but I'll say suffering. I think women suffer from physical pain, and there's probably stress related to pregnancy. That would be like me saying men are the primary sufferers of pregnancy because they have to witness their wives being in pain, and their wife squeezes their hand really hard when she's giving birth or something.
I'm a little confused on what that has to do with what I said.
Well, he's just trying to make the analogy. So it works something like this. I suffer watching all of the pain that my wife is in when she is pregnant. And I suffer having to watch her give birth, and it does damage to her, right? Mm-hmm. It's very traumatic. And so the thing is, though, is like, but which is more traumatic? Her giving birth or me having to witness it?
Her giving birth?
Right. And so the analogy that he's drawing is like, which is more traumatic? The fact that you have to witness your husband's death or you die, right? He's trying to draw the parallel that way.
You already said death was like the worst thing.
Yeah, I get it.
I already got
I understand.
on with that point.
All right, I'm going to blast through these. The pizza should be here soon. Let's see. Women do not have equal rights to men in the USA. Lola, you agree with that statement? Why is that?
Sorry, before I make a bold claim, I want to make sure this is something that I do genuinely still agree with, because this is something we discussed last time.
Well, you circled it today, so
I did, and then there have been, 8 or so hours since of discussion.
we've changed your mind on that, I guess, even though we didn't really talk about rights too much.
Well, I do think that there was an important discussion about defining rights, but yeah, again, that one's not too fresh in my mind.
Well,
Yeah, if we're
rights are social constructs.
Sure. So if we're talking like government-given rights, like laws and stuff, then no, I don't agree with that statement. If we're talking, are they treated equally in society?
What government-given rights?
I'm sorry?
What government-given rights?
I think she says that
The-
government-given rights.
Government-given rights, I
are
think we are
equal.
equal under the law.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Like there's,
What social rights?
I think socially women are assumed to be less competent. I
At
think
some things.
I mean, I've been in plenty of situations where my gender doesn't necessarily play a role in the conversation being had. Yet,
I don't think that women are socially viewed as being incompetent at nursing, for instance. They're not usually socially viewed that way. They're not usually socially viewed at being incompetent as being kindergarten teachers. They're not.
Yeah,
usually,
not at everything.
They're only the
again, there
things
are,
that men are actually more competent at, right?
No, because I also don't think that they're more competent
Can you
at
give me an
nursing.
example of a thing that women are viewed as being more incompetent at than men?
Math.
That isn't a thing that men are better at math than women.
Based on what?
Pull it up. You'll
Is
see
it
it at
gonna-
the edges. Yes, they're better at math, unfortunately for
How
you.
is this quantified?
Well, actually, this is easily testable, just like IQ is easily testable.
Yeah, you
yes.
take okay, sure.
Yeah,
you take
so,
a
like,
sample
what do you-
size
yeah,
of however,
of course, yes,
and that
they're better at
represents
ma-
the
yes,
entire
they're-
gender.
Yes, actually, yes. In this particular case, yes, you can quantify that men are better at mathematics than women. Yes.
I don't necessarily think so. I think you can say a man is more likely to be better at math than a woman, but I don't think that it's fair to be treated as if it's something you can't possibly be competent in, which
That's
is something
not my
I have
point.
personally
My point
experienced.
isn't whether or not.
I'm not-
It is the case that women can be viewed as less competent than men in a field. I asked you, what field is it that men are not better at, that women are viewed as being incompetent in, that they're actually
Okay.
better at than men? What?
Okay, sure. In that case,
Nothing.
I can add something.
Right? Nothing?
could I have a moment?
Sure.
I don't know. I think that I have been viewed as less competent in nearly every school subject by different people.
That's not what I asked. What I didn't
And I
ask-
don't think that's something that women
What
are
I asked is, what socially are women viewed at being less competent in that men aren't actually more competent in?
Any history subject I've taken in school?
What? Men are
This is not
far.
a career.
There's way more historians that are men than women. way more.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you now: is your claim going to be in regard, like in whatever I say, that men are just better at everything?
No, my claim will only be that in the subjects that
Just be-
men, or not just the subjects, but occupations that men are better in than women, on average, are going to be the occupations that you can point to that women are seen as less competent than men in. And I think that that's a rightful social assumption, because men are generally better in those fields. And the fields that women are generally better at than men, they're not.
I think occupations are more densely packed with men for other reasons other than competence.
Like what?
Oh, Brian and I have already been here. Women are strongly encouraged not to be educated, and that's only something that's been combated
They're
very,
strongly
very
encouraged to
recently.
be educated.
Very, very recently. That is something that's been combated.
How recently?
Like
I would
the
say
last
within the
30
last
fucking
10
years?
years.
No, the last 30 years. They've been running campaigns that women need to go to college for
Wait,
the last 30 years.
last
Why do you
10
think?
years?
Yeah, I was being. I
since-
grew up being
hold on,
told.
Hold on.
Yes.
Really quick, just one quick stat here. Since it's either 1979, 1980, women have been going to college more than men. So women who graduated in 1980 are now 65 and they're retired. So that's an entire workforce generation of, you've had women who have been participating in college, graduating
And
from
much
college,
better educated.
graduating with degrees from college since the 1980s.
You guys just made the argument that the Vietnam War wasn't that long ago, but the 1970s, it's suddenly like stale old history.
Well, you said 10 years ago.
I do think that within the last 10 years is when it has become more socially pushed that
Let's
women
just-
should
I'll
value
just,
an education.
I'll just go ahead and grant it. Right?
Okay.
They're still not going into STEM fields.
I disagree with that.
There's more women in med schools
I
right
can.
now.
I also can speak.
Wait.
Yes.
Right?
STEM,
me if I'm wrong.
STEM fields.
Med school STEM.
Well, here's the thing. Even if I grant that medical is,
It's
we have to
science.
take
That's
STEM
the S.
fields as all STEM fields. Yeah.
Okay, but it's a very important part of STEM.
Sure.
Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. That's what
They're
STEM
not going
stands
into
for, not
those.
medicine.
They're not
Right.
going into those fields. Why? Because they have no interest in them.
Yeah, I think another
This
big
isn't
part
true.
of it.
If it's not true, then why is it that they're actually decreasing their participation in STEM? Why?
Women?
Yeah.
I truly don't know what to tell. I'm sure that you have some stats to, based on what you're saying.
These aren't
But what I-
stats which are particularly controversial. It's either you're going in to get a degree in STEM or you ain't.
Okay, sure. From my perspective, I mean, I can only speak on anecdotal what I've experienced. I'm a college student right now. The majority of men I am friends with are not STEM majors. The majority of women I am friends with are STEM majors.
Yeah, fucking right.
I
Yeah,
really,
fucking
I'm sorry.
right.
I do feel the need to point out that every time,
What a crock of fucking horse
every
shit.
time something doesn't align with what you
Biggest
believe,
crock of fucking horse shit I've ever heard. The women that you know
Yes.
are all going into STEM,
They
and the
are.
men aren't. What are the fields the men are going into?
poli-sci, I have friends in econ, I have friends in English, I have friends in writing and,
And what
literature
are the
with
women
me.
going into that are STEM fields?
My brilliant roommate is a biology major.
Oh.
She's double majoring in biology and
Mm-hmm.
history, but with I don't know what her minor is.
Uh-huh.
I have more female friends in biology. I have a female friend in chemistry. I have some female friends in writing and literature with me.
You know what? I'll even grant all this to you, even though I think you're full of shit.
You're more than
What are you going in for?
writing and literature.
And what are you going in for?
Psychological and brain sciences,
And
pre-med.
and you,
I'm
college
pre-med.
She's
educated?
pre-med.
I'm
I
pre-med.
I was in photojournalism. But I dropped out.
Interesting.
College?
I didn't
Into
finish,
my
but-
content.
But what were you going for?
Kinesiology and dietetics.
Okay.
Health and nutrition.
Okay.
Computer science.
Uh-huh.
So
one?
it's just not.
There's one?
I'm going into STEM. I'm
Kinesiology?
trying
What's STEM?
pre-med. I'm trying to go to med school.
Wants to be a psychiatrist.
Yeah, that didn't
That
work
is
in your
a-
favor.
That is
That's
not a
not kind of
STEM
doctor-
field.
That did not just work in your
Psychiatry has
favor.
to-
Yeah, you just heard what I said. Psychology is not a STEM field.
No, I
it's a
understand, but what I'm saying to you,
pseudoscientific
it's
nonsense.
Psychiatry. It's about understanding psychiatric medication, which is heavily
What is it
science-based.
called?
Psychiatry
You said you're going in to be a psychiatrist.
or some other kind of doctor. I'm still open to other specialties.
But right now, what are you in for?
My major,
Yeah.
psychological and brain sciences, which is a BS.
Do you know what
Bachelor's of
pre-med school
Science.
is? You have to take a major such as this to eventually get into med
Tell
school.
this to my chem professor.
Yeah,
I'm
this
doing
is
way too much chem
unbelievable.
right now.
By the way,
It's common
UCSB,
sense.
there's like a pretty crazy gender ratio. And like I think it's like 55-45. So it might actually parse just because of the gender ratio.
Andrew,
no,
I
but
just
it
wanna
can't
say-
be possible that I'm
literally
telling the
still
truth.
don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
Okay, I do think
For
that
my
it is
major,
important
it's a
to.
bachelor- For
Sorry.
my major, it's a bachelor's of science. I'm
It's a
required-
bachelor in bullshit.
I'm required
It's a
to
fucking
take.
psychology degree. Bachelor in bullshit.
Okay, can I say?
Yeah,
something?
you can say whatever you want.
I'm
Doesn't
supposed
matter.
to take science classes. I have to take a chemistry sequence this year, a biology sequence the next year, physics sequence the next year.
All right, let me ask you a question. You're second year?
I'm a first year.
Oh,
I
you're
just started.
first year. You just started?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. What year are you?
I'm a third year.
And your literature?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think historically you are correct, but we might be seeing a new future with all the independent women. Who knows?
No, we ain't
they're
seeing
all
a
gonna
new
get
future.
educated.
They're not going into
Who
STEM
knows?
fields.
But
They're
I
not
think-
doing it.
No, I think mostly women. A lot of them tend to want to do more nurturing things in life, whether it's professionally or just personally. So some don't join the career field because they became mothers. They drop out of their
Yeah, that's
job.
true.
So a lot of women
But I'm
do
just
that.
talking specifically about
But yeah.
STEM versus non-STEM when it comes to
No,
men and women.
absolutely.
And they're just not going into STEM fields.
Is medicine STEM?
Yes.
Is psychiatry medicine?
No.
Yes.
No.
Psychiatrists
Medicine's
are
still
doctors. They have MDs. They go to medical school.
The thing is,
They
it's
have to
like
study all the same stuff
they're
that other
doing.
doctors do.
Here's the thing, right? It's like
They're prescribing medication.
I agree that they're doing prescriptions for medication, right? But as far as me considering psychiatry not quackery, just like psychology, I still consider them both quackery.
What do
I
you mean
consider them pseudoscientific
That's an
pursuits.
opinion, though. Like, what does the internet say?
Why don't we do
What
some,
does the
can we do
internet
some
say?
fact checking on
Google,
that?
not
please?
like the internet. I'm just
I'm just
curious, like
curious.
actual statistics of that.
I don't know. I think medical and psychiatry, and psychology, even, and
That's
teaching.
your
doctors.
category of
Yeah,
profession.
yeah,
Let
I
her
know.
finish, let her
And
finish.
teaching, I think those are all nurturing careers, so it's still not STEM.
Psychiatrists
Like it's
are-
not like plain math. It's not like computer science. I feel like those statistics are still less female.
Yeah, I just I still consider even psychiatry unless specifically like it's specifically about neuroscience and you're mapping out the brain or something like that,
You have to study
sure.
medications and how they affect the brain.
I'm sorry, I do have to move on just for the sake of time. Really quick, Savannah, you